welcome back to Dicebreaker, or should we say Dungeonbreaker?
Woo!
Wow. It's the final episode of our run through Avernus, and that's about all the energy we can summon for it, apparently. So this is going to go great. As a quick recap, our friends have been sent to rob Baphomet blind. They have been told to take the hammer of Deros Dragon Spear, because it is the final piece in the puzzle, which may just get our adventurers, maybe not home, but certainly out of hell, which I think we can all agree is
like
quite an
a bat,
attractive prospect.
right?
Yeah, yes, when the morning comes.
Yeah.
So our friends are currently in a courtyard. Farid has just grabbed the hammer for himself. The courtyard is covered in sick, don't worry about it. And basically the hard part is done. The hammer has been, well, is that the hard part? The easy part's been done. The hammer has been reached. Now all our friends need to do is get out of Baphomet's personal palace. How do?
I'd like to turn to Fizz and go, how did you call Yi the last time, Fizz? Because that, maybe you could just call him again? Because you did that on purpose, right?
Question. I think. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Obviously. Yeah. I think I just rang the chisel, but at the same time, Yeenoghu did tell us that he couldn't go to this place, so I'm not sure if that'll work anymore.
Do we?
How?
Could we just use the hammer to like smash our way through?
I mean, maybe. It might attract a bit of attention. A smidge.
I vote against that, and considering I've got the hammer in my hands, we're going to say we're not going to do that.
I knew the power would go to his head.
If we're in an open courtyard, can we
climb up?
Can we see out to see where the quickest route back to the edge of the labyrinth might be? Is it that kind of open courtyard?
It's like walls all around, I thought, isn't it?
Say again?
Is it like walls all around us? So far?
Yeah. So
well,
you are.
Like a leg up or something.
It's cloistered, basically.
Okay.
Getting a
tall
leg
is
up, it's about a 60-foot climb.
Okay, yeah. Would it be possible to climb it though?
I was going to say,
footholds, and is it like cobble, or is it like just sheer?
You'll remember I mentioned these were obsidian blocks that were uncommonly well fit together. You even missed. You fear you might struggle to get a hold with your claws and your unnatural climbing ability.
Well, we know that we don't need to go through that room, and I just gesture towards the where the ringmaster is.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I mean,
that didn't look especially enjoyable, for what I can see.
I mean,
well, Farid,
Yeah.
I've got a really good idea if I can borrow the hammer. I'll give it right back to you, I promise.
All right. I guess I could trust you with it.
Okay. Now, do you remember which of these doors we came in from?
Yeah, that one over there.
Perfect. Fizz just sort of like you were like, imagine you know, someone might sort of toss like a hammer in there and like up in the air and catch it by the handle again.
Mm-hmm.
You just sort of gently toss it in the air, and then I want to cast catapult onto it and shoot it at the wall.
Yeah.
In the direction that we came from.
Cool. You don't need to roll for catapult. Does it just happen?
Yeah, it's hit DC, but I'm trying to hit a wall, so it's fine. The object flies in a straight line up to 90 feet in a direction that you choose before falling to the ground, stopping early if it impacts against a solid surface.
Oh boy, does it ever.
It normally does 3d8 bludgeoning damage, but if it's a magic hammer, I don't know.
This is the hammer of
anything
Deros Dragon Spear.
Yeah.
It takes out the entire wall.
No!
Basically, it is like the hammer was full sized and you were big enough to wield it, and you smashed it. Like the door. Forget about the door. The entire walls goes and explodes out. You hear horns immediately being like. And roars coming from all around the palace as the alarm has been well and truly sounded. There is, however... carry on. I was going to say there is a massive trench toward, like, out of the palace because you smashed one.
Lovely
Excellent.
stuff.
I was just going to say, I guess we're going with my idea. Then.
Right, job's good. Fareed, feel free to
Miss,
pick it up.
Yep.
What were you going to say, Mist?
I just said, I guess we're going with my idea then.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a great idea. I liked it. Let's crack on. I just
Amelia's
start
like,
sprinting towards the massive hole.
This is unbelievable. She starts running as well. Is everybody doing a legger?
Oh,
Yeah, I'm grabbing the hammer as I
Jesus.
run off.
I think
Yeah.
I get to the hammer first. I pick it up and just sort of lob it over my shoulder to you. And then as I'm running away, like, yep, you can be the one holding that.
Everyone make me a strength athletics check, please. Or dex acrobatics if you're being
Ooh, yes, please.
fancy about it.
Yeah, that'll do nicely.
Always.
Well,
Am I doing it?
Oh,
Are you-
Poos.
No,
nat
you'll
20,
be right.
baby.
All right.
Or
I got a
B.
7.
14.
Okay. So, let's see how Amelia does. Ooh, Amelia's not doing well either. So, Morboss, Fizz, and Fareed, you are all sort of ably tearing ahead. Mist and by extension Tim, and also Amelia aren't going quite so fast. And so, while the danger isn't immediate yet, you realise that as things tend to do in Avernus, the architecture is knitting itself back together. So the canyon you've created is slowly closing behind you. And if you fall back too far, you're in serious danger of either being trapped in a room or worse, smushed between some stone that knits itself back together and sort of slowly squeezes you out like the hydraulic press channel.
Ooh.
So I tell you what, just another dex acrobatics check from you, please, Mist. Tim, you can roll this as an assist if you like.
Make yourself
That's a-
less heavy.
23.
Whoa!
That'll do ya.
I got a 16.
Okay. I'll tell you what you can do, Tim. You notice, because she biffed the roll, you notice Amelia sort of starting to stumble. She trips over a loose bit of masonry. You can kind of stabilise her if you like.
Yeah,
Little
Tim's
arm
gonna.
reaching out.
Tim's gonna hop out the papoose. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And he's gonna get Amelia up or help her up.
I'm going to say that Amelia is sort of, that run where you're like really tipping forward and you're going to like stack it. Tim sort of jumps out, grabs Amelia's collar and sort of wrenches her upright and then swings back round and just backpacks. And it's like,
Yeah, he's hanging onto her shoulders.
cool. All right, everyone just make me one more check to get out. Strength athletics or dex acrobatics. It includes the front runners.
Before that happens, so are we within enough distance to notice what's going on behind us? As in, we'll see Amelia stumble.
I think you're kind of just running hell for leather, to be honest, don't you? No pun intended.
I'm not looking back.
If you want to double check, then yeah, you can see this happening.
Okay, can I drop back very slightly
Mm-hmm.
if I see Amelia stumble and just touch Amelia on the shoulder and cast guidance or
Oh
counteract
yeah,
which gives her a D4 to an ability check of her choice.
amazing. Yeah. So
got
yeah,
a-
everyone.
I got a 15, by the way. Sorry.
Okay,
I got a 20.
19.
22, 19.
Tim got a 5.
Okay. Can I use my inspiration?
Use your inspiration.
Oh.
Oh, that's slightly better. I got a 10.
Okay. You were already quite a ways out in front, so let's say you make it. Tim, you almost overtopple and sort of fall down Amelia's front, but she manages to sort of grab you, and it's not like dignified. She basically grabs you and like just puts you under her arm like a folded newspaper and just like charges. And
Like a rugby.
I
yeah,
was going to say spin you like a rugby ball.
yeah. You all start doing that horrible, sick-making run you do when you're running down a really steep incline. You're not sure if you're going to be able to stop. But eventually you kind of like... And with a resounding boom, you hear the last bit of stone knit itself back together. And you are outside of the palace. The moat is there before you. and the drawbridge you can hear is starting to clatter down as the guards are starting to be released.
Tim is gonna put his hands around his mouth and start calling, Cisco!
Oh my God.
Cisco, where are you? Are you out here? Did you get out?
You hear a chirrup from around the corner, from the moat. And what you see starting to emerge from around the corner of the palace is a gondola. And at the prow of the gondola is Cisco, who now has a very pronounced red crest.
Oh, yeah.
It is large, but he looks well fed, he looks happy, he sees you and gives a little roar of delight. And you're not entirely sure how he's ended up in this watercraft until you see a pole emerge with two very long arms that reach out and slowly pull Yeenoghu into sight as he punts his way around the moat. He is wearing...
he singing?
No, but he is wearing a flat straw boater.
Oh, excellent.
He punts his way around
Avernus,
to
I
you.
was born.
You can have inspiration for that. He punts his way up and stops and goes, well, did we have a nice day?
It was great. We
You
got to
seem
go
have
in the roller things, and I got to climb, and there was a ball pit, and I was the commander. I was in charge.
Was there a hammer?
Yeah, Fareed's got it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Fareed.
Go, you know you can count on me.
Everyone get in. We're going to be under attack.
Well,
I'm already in.
Helibin.
this drawbridge, can I cast Thaumaturgy on it?
Yes.
Which normally would allow me to instantaneously cause an unlocked door or window to fly open or slam shut, but I'd like the drawbridge to slam shut. Because it's technically opening, right?
Pretty big.
That's a big
It
ass.
is quite
opening.
big.
It's like a vertical door.
It's like a
Johnny.
giant
Really
door.
think about it. Yeah, yeah.
Does it
You
technically
sweet talking Johnny.
does it like technically tell you the size of the door or window?
No, it just says you instantaneously cause an unlocked door or window to fly open or slam shut.
This thing is massive and infernal. So you don't stop it advance, but you do slow it right down. So as before it was really smooth, now it's kind of and you hear sort of roars from the other side of the drawbridge of just rage that they're not sort of getting out on time. Yeenoghu picks you up like you're nothing and drops you in the boat and goes, "Come on then, everyone aboard." "Oh, we are." And like smashes his fist twice on the side of the pontoon, the gondola rather, which turns of its own volition.
Oh.
Sorry, I had a notification noise and it was distracting. Spins, and then the gondola starts to sprout legs from underneath it. Sprouts hundreds and
Whoa.
hundreds of insect-like legs. And so, like a millipede, it just kind of scuttles up onto the bank.
Strider.
It scuttles up onto the bank and just kind of starts to go up the side of the maze, the labyrinth. Quasits raise their heads above the parapet and start shrieking. Yeenoghu just turns and goes, "Ugh," and they
I
all
go,
leg it.
Yeah, I'm leaning out going, "Wait!"
And you enjoy a sedate... Well, it's not sedate. You enjoy like a smooth crawl kind of across the labyrinth and down and...
I'm like,
and basically... it's like a pleasure cruise. You...
The whole time going wee on a pleasure
Yep.
cruise.
Which gets gets quite boring even for Mist, but you've committed now. You basically, it walks you the whole way back to Yeenoghu's palace. Along the way, Yi kind of passes out refreshments. Let's say you can restore your hit points because he knows how to put on a spread. He tends to Amelia's wound himself.
Oh.
Surprisingly tenderly, given he's got these enormous hands. He kind of pulls back
Tim
the
is
bandage and
Definitely watching this.
puts a salve on it, and then He doesn't say much to her, and he doesn't stick by her. But you notice he could be sitting further away as they start to return to his pavilion. And the gondola kind of climbs up the wall, and you go back into the courtyard. You are again surrounded by an air of calm and several chaise longues. And Yeenoghu goes, oh, well, it was most diverting. Obviously, I couldn't be there, and I couldn't see, but what I could detect through the warp I found most delightful. Yes.
Yes, we had quite an adventure. I was a cow for a bit, which is a new experience for me. I don't know whether it was a positive or negative one. Fairly balanced, I'd say.
Well, the important thing is you tried it, isn't it, Tim the Goblin?
Yes.
Do you think you'd do it again?
If the need arose,
Well,
quite
then,
possibly, yes.
I'd call that a positive outcome.
You know what? You might be right, Yee.
Well, you never know. Now, the hammer. May I see it?
Yeah. Here you go. It's pretty good. Does quite a bit of damage, as Fizz discovered. And so there you go.
He takes it in smaller vision and then... Oh! It's finer than I thought. No wonder Baphomet coveted that so highly. The air around you shakes. There's this enormous, vast bellow that rings out across Avernus. Again, this is kind of an infinite plane. You don't really know how big it is, but you reckon pretty much everyone will have heard that. And Yi goes, ah, ha, 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 turns the hammer back to a normal size and puts it down. Speak of the devil.
Hey, go on. Sorry, carry on.
Yes. I've been looking forward to this for a long time. The doors to the pavilion swing open. And on the other side, you see, through the doors from where you are, you can just see two enormous legs. That end in cloven hooves. And as you kind of peer out, you see these legs are attached to sort of like enormous trunk-like legs with shaggy sort of fur, and then just this bare torso, rippling with muscle, and then with 6 horns atop his head, and sort of a beard of spikes, and stop that, and then like seething red eyes, and this just absolutely enormous kind of, it almost looks like a bardiche or a warglaive or something like that. I mean, you reckon you put money on this being Baphomet himself, standing at Yeenoghu's door, challenging him to a fight? So that's sort of what we're going to do.
Oh wow, this absolute unit versus this absolute unit.
Yep, so
Smash them together.
What I'm gonna do now is send everybody the I'll do it too. I'll do it in the chat of this video call.
Oh my god, we're gonna control Yeenoghu.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Whoa!
Can you all see that?
Yeah. Oh, there he is. Look at him.
That's Yeenoghu, all right.
That's Yeenoghu.
And I've got Baphomet. So, tell you what, Fareed, you were the one who got the hammer. Roll for initiative.
Alright.
Oh, wow.
He gets +3.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. That's the right dice.
Oh.
God.
14.
Cool, it beats my 4.
Oh wow.
So, I realise this is quite a lot for you to take in, but in fairness, there are 5 of you. So, it looks like the demon fight's on. Yeenoghu leaps the walls of the pavilion in one fell swoop and goes, "Hello!" So, it's Yeenoghu first.
Oh.
Right. Okay. How are we gonna do this, gang? Should we Should we do like a Power Rangers mech and sort of assign one limb each?
Don't know if that's
Well, that's
gonna
not really
work.
how turns
numbskulls.
work, though. He's got multi-attack, which seems like it could be a good one. I haven't looked at the legendary actions, so I don't know. Wheels, you said you were looking at those?
Well, you can swat away where he makes a flail attack, and if it hits, the target must succeed on a DC 24 strength saving throw, or be pushed away, which is handy if it's a bit too close.
Swap Baphomet.
Also, legendary actions can only be used at the end of another creature's turn, so you've got to wait for the end of Baphomet's turn for that.
Okay.
So I would stick with actions for the actual go.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
can
there's
also
multi-attack,
cast-
flail, or bite.
We can also cast a few spells as well, but they're not hugely fantastic. Then I don't think they're really great for
Detect magic.
what we're doing right now.
Yeah, it's not really demon on demon combat stuff, is it?
Yeah. So I think if we just stick to the attacks, the multi-attack sounds pretty fun.
Great,
Yeah, he
okay.
does 3 flail attacks for that, which seems. Like a
Yeah,
good thing
that sounds
to do.
good to me.
Yep. So the flail is plus 16 to hit. Let's say to start off with, we'll get Mist and Farid and Fizz to make these. So plus 16 to hit. You're looking to beat an armor class of 22.
Ah, I got
Each of you roll
29.
29, so that's a hit.
24.
2 hits.
7 plus 16 is a
24.
number.
23.
Yep, those all hit. Yep.
These attacks are numbered in order. Is it if each one hits, these things subsequently happen?
If an attack hits, he calls it. Yes.
So
Each
the
of it
first
can-
one hits, or does it apply to all 3 attacks?
It seems like you can pick one, but if all 3 hit, all 3 happen.
All 3 things happen.
All 3 happen. Okay,
yeah.
let's do the first one first. So
Okay, so let's say Mist, roll me 1d12 plus 9.
This is ridiculous.
Numbers!
12 plus 9. Oh, that's a 14.
Okay, so 14.
The first attack deals an extra 13 bludgeoning damage.
So that's more like 27 damage. And then Farid, 1d12 plus 9.
1d12 plus 9. 14.
Okay, and my
Okay.
constitution is... Oh no, it's wisdom. Wisdom is plus 7 in fairness.
target must succeed on a
So-
DC 17 Constitution saving throw.
Passed it.
Be
What
paralysed.
was the damage you did again? Sorry, was it 14?
14, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so that's...
Okay, did you pass 17?
I did, yeah. So,
Okay.
Fizz, 1d12 plus 9.
Okie doke. And we've got oh, it's not great. It's 11.
Okay,
Okay. Oh, hang on a minute.
Oh,
I just realised I used the wrong modifier.
yeah. The
So
second
actually,
one was con.
He is paralysed until the start of... God damn it. Until the start of Yeenoghu's next turn.
yeah.
So, and then this one is Wiz. That is also a fail, but he's already confused. So, what was the damage on...
Paralyzed.
What was the damage on yours, please, Fizz?
11.
11. Okay, so... That's... Great. Then it's Baphomet's turn.
Hey!
Then it's Yeenoghu's turn. Unless you want to
Does that mean
do
we
a
can do
legendary
legendary
action.
actions now?
Yeah, do a legend. You can take... Yeah.
Should we be savage and make
I
a
was going to say.
bite attack against? Oh, that's each creature. I guess that's more if
Yeah.
you've got loads of things.
Yeah.
Should we just swat it?
Should we just
Yeah,
swat him
back.
Just
away?
swat.
If we keep using swat, we could just swat him back home.
Yeah, I like it.
So, SWAT or Savage?
Swat.
Swat him
I'd say
away.
swat.
I like
Yeah.
swat.
Okay, make a flail attack, please. Tin the Goblin.
Yeah, I can do that. Flail attack. That is a natural 20.
Oh,
my
dear.
God.
Okay, let's see. We'll do the attack.
Does that
Oh wait.
mean it does more damage or something?
No, it's a hit, but this is a
Okay.
SWAT, not an actual damage. I did not
Wait.
pass that. Oh no! If the attack hits,
Yeah,
yeah.
you must succeed on a DC 24 strength throw.
I failed that. So I
Okay.
pushed 15 foot in a straight line away from Yeenoghu.
How many did you fail by? Because
It
you
was
failed
more
by
than 5.
Then you fall over as well.
Baphomet has fallen over. Baphomet is being made to look
Oh.
very, very stupid right now.
Sorry.
I thought this was going to be such a dynamic
Now it's our turn again.
Godzilla-esque fight.
I'd like to suggest something. If
Yeah.
Baphomet is on the floor, can we take the chisel and the hammer and attempt to just stake Baphomet?
Yeah, let's
While
explode
Baphomet
his
is
skull.
prone.
Oh my god.
I'm into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want Yeenoghu to do that, Yeenoghu will sort of dash over.
Yeah, you can use charge, so Yeenoghu moves up to his speed as well. With his
There we go.
legendary Action.
Yeah, we'll say you use that as a legendary action. He was like, swat, and then whoop. Then just goes, excuse me, can I borrow these? And he grabs the chisel and the hammer and then just... So, this next time, we'll give it the same plus to hit as the flail. But am I right in thinking you are trying to stake Baphomet to the ground?
Which part of his body do we want to chisel through?
So-
do we want to explode his brain, or do we want to go straight through the heart? Or...
I pictured it that
Yeah,
you went
come on.
straight for the head. To be honest, Ozzy was on the
Yeah.
ground,
Sure.
just
When you said it, that's
By
what
the
I
way-
thought as well.
After Fizz not getting to kill the sleeping guards, he is like,
Soaked in
Tearing
demon
feathers.
Whoa.
Now, are we talking chisel like through the forehead into the floor, or chisel under the chin
Yeah.
up through the brain?
blood. I think
Oh.
easier going down. Right?
yeah.
yeah,
cannot
lobotomize him.
I never expected myself to be considering the physical ability of
What attack
staking
would
a
be
demon through the
easiest
face.
physically for a demon
Yes.
lord?
Look,
Um,
we've done enough knocking out in this adventure, right?
Oh, wow.
All right then, Matt Jarvis, it is your turn to roll for Yeenoghu.
Sure,
Plus
so I'm basically
16.
making a flail attack, right?
Yeah.
Don't
So
biff
plus
So that's just a
16.
D20. It's... Oh. I'm rolling on... It's a 6.
Plus 16.
Oh, plus 16. So 22.
Hang
Oh,
on.
you get advantage as well because he's prone.
Oh, yeah, you get advantage on melee attacks when they're prone.
Yeah, let's go for it. All right, I'll roll with advantage then. That's a 19.
Yeah!
I mean, it was a hit anyway because you equaled the AC.
Oh, right, okay.
But yes,
Then I rolled 35.
I think we. I mean, we're gonna have to rule of cool this. There's not gonna be any better end to this fight, is there? Yeenoghu just like goes, "Thank you," sing, and just stalks over really low, plants a foot on Baphomet's chest, and just ding, just
Oh.
crunches the
Very
chisel.
If
Of,
you had
exactly.
paid to see this particular WWE fight,
Oh,
you
you'd
would
be
be very
livid.
disappointed. Yeah.
Be furious. But yeah, Daros Dragonspear's chisel, driven by Daros Dragonspear's hammer, goes through Baphomet's skull. Baphomet gives a horrible roar of pain and sort of thrashes about for a bit. Not too long. He's been done in through the skull, and then incredibly, he falls still and is dead. You just killed Baphomet.
Way!
Yay!
Yeenoghu,
What's the thing again? Overthrow God.
Attack and dethrone God.
Yeenoghu
I can't
puts,
imagine there's any kind of political reparations that will happen after this in this realm.
Yeenoghu puts the hammer down and grabs the chisel and kind of
Oh.
wrenches it clean in a sort of a small fountain of ichor and gore, and then just kind of wipes the blade on Baphomet
Tim
and
is gonna,
wanders back.
Tim is just gonna say, "So you wouldn't really say you were friends with him then?"
No more neighbours, I suppose. But don't worry, he'll be back in a day or so.
Neighbors from hell.
That's
That
not
really is
how
the
good neighbours
definition.
become good friends.
I had a few difficult dung beetles living next to my swamp, but it never got quite this violent.
Well, it's a different sort of community here in hell. But anyway, talking of communities, were we not planning to get you at least home adjacent, if not home?
Oh yeah, I just want to say, by the way, Uni, that was the absolute highlight of this entire adventure. That was fantastic. Thanks so much for giving us that show to see us all out. And I hope you enjoy the hammer and the chisel after you've sent us off.
I couldn't have done it without you, after all. I can't go into Baphomet's house any more than he can come into mine. And, well, he wasn't giving up the hammer easily, and like I said before, redcaps, they're boring. So it's all thanks to you. You see him look off at Baphomet's corpse and go, like, Cisco is just writhing around in the gore and just bellowing at the sky in delight.
Loving it.
I'd like
It's
to
like,
step up to Yeenoghu and be like, before we go, I want you to have this. And it's just a drawing of Yeenoghu, like, smiling, and there's, like, a cup of coffee in front of him, and all of us are kind of, like, next to him, and we're all smiling, and he's in the middle. And we just, like, it's like stick figures, though. Like, it's a really cute drawn thing.
But yours has little
adore
cat ears.
Yeah.
This is wonderful. You see, as he watches, he absent-mindedly flicks a hand up, and sort of on the other side of the pavilion, an enormous vista is just thrown up from the ground. It's now just like this enormous sort of sheer cliff face with like, that sort of lopes off into a low range. And then again, with a flick of his finger, just fire explodes on the side of this cliff. And when it fades, he has created that image exactly, but it's huge.
It's like the hell equivalent of putting it on the fridge.
I was just about to say, you could have just put it on the fridge.
No fridge is in hell.
What's a fridge?
I honestly, in the climate around here, you'd probably really be in need of one.
Tim is going to wander over to Cisco and say, come on now, Cisco, you've had enough in the play park now. You've got to...
Are you sure Cisco wouldn't be happier here? Maybe.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, it's up to you.
We've been together for so long. I guess I'm finding it very hard to detach myself.
It's only been a couple of weeks.
No, that's fair enough. I just wanted to give you the opportunity, but
I guess really it's Cisco's choice. I guess I can't really decide for him.
Well, let's see what he does when we get to the portal, shall we?
Could I ask a favour? Unless you have plans for it, of course. Could I take part of the Baphomet's,
Oh, how droll! He runs over and just like wrenches the whole rack of horns off his head.
Ow!
He comes back. There's like a sheet curtain of scalp. He's like, which one?
Morboth points at what looks like the cleanest horn and among the smallest.
Okay.
The smallest, cleanest horn.
He sizes you up and snaps just enough off that it wouldn't look completely out of place. Be like, be careful. He will return, and this will make you his enemy for life. Although I should say, you've already done that. All of you, haven't you?
Yeah, probably, yeah.
He gives you a chunk of Baphomet's horn.
Cool.
Wonder if I'll regret that. Probably.
I mean, I don't think we really intend to. No offence to you, Yeenoghu. I don't think we really intend to come back here for at least a while.
Your conduct says otherwise. But sure, I'll see you around. Come, 'tis time. You must return to roughly from whence you came.
Okay.
He leads you off. You take the gondola, why not?
Hey.
You have quite a pleasant afternoon of sort of just like finger sandwiches and like a trip across the molten dunes. He, like, unbeknownst to you, he places like a little spell on you, so you can hear you, but no one else can.
I ask him if he can teach me that.
No. You arrive, and he's like, "Here we are, then." You arrive at seemingly there's nothing to differentiate this place from any other part of Avernus, really, apart from the fact there is a faint shimmer in the air that is not a trick of like the heat rising from the ground. It's almost like there is a rent in the atmosphere, and he goes, "This is all that's left of the portal between our world and that of Deros Dragonspear. But now we have the hammer and the chisel, after he was so cruelly tricked. Well, it seems to me we can maybe prise it open just long enough to get you fine individuals through."
Yeah, sounds good. I love cruel tricks.
Great. Well then, you might want to avert your eyes. This is going to be bright. And he swings the hammer and just clonk, and you feel like a thud. It's almost like it's in your soul. The impact goes deeper than just like the physical realm. You're like, ooh. You feel the veil between worlds being pierced, and then you sort of look as Yeenoghu is using the chisel to just slowly prise open the walls, and on the other side you see a blue sky, and you see sort of scrabbly but green earth.
I was going to say, I scream, "It was nice to meet you," and leg it.
Oh, wow.
Okay, you
Missed
emerge, mist on the mountain, you emerge into some mist. And you
I'm
see...
home!
Wait, this isn't a mountain.
It is not your... You can tell it's not your home, but it's a darn sight closer than the last place you went to, because there is kind of... You're shrouded in mist, but there are these sort of rolling hills. Some of them are scrubland and bracken, and then there are bits of grass, and you see a sort of very grand castle nearby that's definitely seen better days. But you're like, wow, he was true to his word. This is a good place. Like, this is a place. Sort of down the hill that you're on, you see like a town, and there are chimneys and smoke is rising from them, and it seems like this is like actually like an inhabited area of people who aren't demons. It is a great improvement. The rest of you sort of can see that Mist has made it through safely to the other side and is all right. Yeenoghu looks at Farid and goes, "Farid, do I sense change in you, my boy?"
It's been a while since I've seen blue skies and greenery. I don't know. I got used to the hotness of hell. It was good, and our coffees. I don't know what but I feel like it is time for me to move on. I mean, this lot ain't gonna make it without me. That's for sure.
No, they won't. Look, Farid, don't get sentimental. You know I'll be waiting when the time comes.
Yeah, that's true. Well,
Go
at
on.
least we know we'll see each other again.
We will.
I'm gonna slowly walk away into the portal now. Just like have one final glance back, nod at Yi, and then just go on.
Oh.
Before you went, he sort of gave you sort of a pat on the back. It wasn't quite an embrace, but he sort of just clutched you for a second. Morbus? Tim?
I was about to say, I just stroll past and go, "Cool, bye, Yi."
Bye! Fine, you're through. You're all of you now just sort of standing silently, just looking.
Is there a chance I'll come back here?
Probably, if you keep going the way you are.
I see. Well, if that's the case, remember your humble servant. That's MOR.
Yes, I know. Don't worry. I'll protect you when you return, and Baphomet seeks to regain what is his.
Ooh.
Great. Thanks, you.
You're
And
welcome.
more boss walks through.
Tim.
Tim is gonna turn to Cisco and Amelia, presumably still there,
Mm-hmm.
and he's gonna say, "Well, I guess this is it then, isn't it? Cisco, what do you think? Do you want to stay here, or do you want to come with Tim, or?"
Cisco sort of prowls up to the rift and is like, and takes a couple of steps back and is just like, doesn't seem to be feeling it.
Well, I guess all parents have to let go sometime.
I'll take good care of him.
Oh, bye, Cisco. Tim's gonna put his arms around Cisco's neck and hug him.
Cisco sort of nuzzles into Tim the Goblin.
I'll never forget you. And Tim's gonna look over to Amelia and say, "Oh, I'll guess maybe I'll see you again at some point, but it's been a pleasure."
Hang on. Wait a minute.
You coming with us, or I thought you might be staying here? I'm not really sure. This is what's going on here,
Tim the
but-
Goblin! She scoops you up and is like, "You are making this very, very awkward for me."
Well,
Please.
I just want to make sure you're doing what you want to do.
Yep,
I
yep,
saw
yep,
that.
Yep.
Is she now like smothering him?
No, she's just patting you like she's burping you.
Okay.
Yep, yep.
What?
Come on. Okay. Just give me a minute, please, Tim the Goblin.
Okay. Bye, Cisco. And he walks out the
Okay.
portal.
You get to the other side, and you all sort of spend a couple of minutes sort of examining the horizon, and no one's really gone.
Tim's crying.
Oh, everyone's comforting Tim the
Just
Goblin.
quietly.
Oh, I'm not.
Not everyone is comforting Tim the Goblin. And then sort of as you sort of continue to watch this horizon, this strange new world, you feel the portal close behind you. And there stands Amelia Montebank.
Oh, I didn't know you were coming with us, Amelia.
Well, I mean, he's nice, but I'm not going to shack up with the first demon lord who buys me a coffee and stays up late exchanging stories. I mean, he said he'd give me immortality and make me, a princess of hell. But I feel I've got a few more Avengers in me before I do that. And frankly, I wouldn't be surprised if the offer was still on the table when I came back. He's quite lonely.
Well, it's good to have your options open, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. I'm playing the field. She says. And you all kind of stand sort of looking out onto this new horizon. Again, it's a place that isn't quite home, but it's certainly not hell. You're like, okay, well, maybe we can make a go of this as our adventures continue. And that is when the Chisel of Daros Dragon Spear punches the sky. You see, basically, you hear this, and the chisel, grown to an enormous proportion, larger than you've ever seen it, seems to stick into the fabric of the air, sort of on an opposite hill from you, and cuts down, leaving an ugly rent. And as you look, at first it looks like this rent is bleeding. And then you realise it's not bleeding, it's marching. And that you are seeing a literal army of gnolls, whooping and laughing and banging weapons on shields and hollering, advance on a kingdom they evidently seek to conquer. you watch this amazed for some minutes as thousands and thousands of enemies pour through, and then just as the portal starts to close, you hear a and behind them you see this enormous army Hell sent to the Sword Coast and the north. At the very back you see one lone creature, bipedal, that has a very large red crest atop its head. It throws its head back and roars and starts to chase these creatures down the mountainside. And I think we'll leave it there. Well done, everyone. You made it through Avernus and out the other side. And it may only have slightly disastrous consequences for the people of this new realm. You trusted Yeenoghu, one of the Lords of Hell. What an interesting choice.
Look, I mean, literally everywhere we've gone so
nothing.
far, everywhere we've gone so far has had disastrous consequences for anyone who's been around us. So.
Yeah, in fairness, you are disastrous consequences.
Yeah.
But yes, that was our journey through Avernus, which of course means, if you're familiar with the show, Dungeonbreaker is going on a little season break. We'll be back with a short campaign of an entirely new game. You can catch that at the normal time slot. And yeah, we will catch you very soon. Obviously, our work on Dicebreaker will continue. So youtube.com/Dicebreaker, the channel you're already watching, Dicebreaker.com, Dicebreaker.myshopify.com. You can find Dean Abdu on
Twitter.com at the Dean Abdu and twitch.tv/the Super Arab, and Repop brands all across the sites and internet and everywhere.
All across that internet. So, yeah, well done, everyone, for surviving Avernus. Thank you very much to everybody for watching it. Dungeonbreaker will return very guiltily another time.
Yes.
Moderately guiltily. Less guiltily than they, in fairness, should be. Soon. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.